We are here to present to you our PDM. As teachers and educators and implementers of educational policies, our core objective is to impart knowledge, ideas, and skills to our dear students. But there are some students who have some challenges or difficulties as far as teaching and learning is concerned. How do we help such students for them to acquire the knowledge and skills we want them to know? This made us to choose a teaching strategy that will focus much on all categories of students, being able or disabled. But the main focus is on students who have learning disabilities in the various teaching classrooms. Our main objective was to take these children along as far as teaching and learning is concerned. Because of that, we chose the topic Universal Design for Learning, including students with various categories of learning disabilities in our teaching and learning, for them to benefit from their categories of disabilities. To do that with me are my colleague from Indonesia, Iwan, and Morocco we have Mohammed, Grace, we have Grace from Tanzania, and Christy from Malaysia, myself, Alfred, from Ghana. Now, our PDM session has been put into 3 groups or 3 sessions. The first session we discuss something on meaning of LD and UDL. That will be the introduction for the first session. And the second session, we take you through how you'll be able to categorize these individuals into the various learning challenges that they have. That's academic, emotional, and social. And the final one will be implementation of the UDL. For you to hear more about some of these things, let me invite Grace to take over from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Alfred. We are going to have a main objective for today, which is the universal design for learning to develop teaching and strategies that will include students with learning disabilities. This is our main objective for today, and therefore, what is UDL? UDL is the systematic way of improving and optimizing teaching and learning process in classroom so that every student in the classroom can benefit from the teacher's objective. So when you are teaching, you have this UDL. It will help you to optimize teaching and learning and minimize all the barriers that can make students not to understand your lesson. So for today, we have session objectives that we are going to tackle, and this section objective for today will be by the end of this session, all the participants will use the webbing diagram to categorize different types of learning disabilities that can be found in our students, so that after identifying them, you can be able to use UDL in your teaching and learning activities. And then, next objective is to use 5 questions that will be provided to answer these questions and then to categorize or to identify these different types of learning disabilities. So this is the basic objectives for today. And to proceed, I would ask Mohammed to come and continue with the presentation.
So, as the title suggests, learning disabilities, perhaps the first question that will pop up into your minds, what is a learning disability? Alright, so here, I'm just going to give a brief definition of what is learning disability, first of all, so that we can put you into the correct context of our PTM project. So, learning disabilities are simply auditory and visual processing disabilities. Or to put it in other terms, it's sensory disability in which students may have difficulties of understanding language despite the hearing and despite the normal hearing and vision. So, this case of problems, or this sort of problems, we face it most of the time in our classes, but because of being like ignorant of what learning disabilities mean, sometimes we just don't know what to do to such kind of cases in our classrooms. So when we speak about learning disabilities, we mean lots of disability students face in understanding what is taught in the classroom. So here we speak about three types of learning disabilities. Dyscalculia, which means like problems students face when it comes to solve mathematical issues, and dysgraphia, right, problems with writing students have, and dyslexia, problems of understanding language, putting words together and in sentences and so on. But today we will focus much on the emotional and social and academic disability students face in classrooms. All right. So the next step is what approach we will follow, what methodology we will adopt to solve such kind of problems. Me, together with my colleagues in this group, we adopt and adapt the UDL approach, Universal Design of Learning. UDL approach, it helps us as teachers solve this kind of problems, and we adopt this approach for many reasons. First of all, it provides multiple means of representation. We as teachers, we can represent the object or things we are going to teach in multiple ways and different ways so that we can make it easier for our students to understand what the thing we are teaching. Next, UDL approach provides, again, multiple means of action and expression, which means, again, this UDL approach allows our students to express themselves in different ways that make it easier for them to understand well. Last, UDL approach provides multiple means of engagement. We as teachers, we can engage our students in our teaching process in different ways and methods. So, unlike, for example, before, in which students find it difficult to be actively engaged in our teaching process, now UDL approach allows us many possibilities, many ways to include them actively in our teaching procedure. So now I leave the floor to Christy to go deep in our project.
Okay. Hi everyone. Right. So my colleagues over here, they will pass these two pieces of paper to each and every one of you. Make sure you have this paper over here, this handout. One is the characteristics of learning disability, and the other one is the webbing diagram. So, right, okay. So, you can work together with your partner. Make sure you have a partner, and you can discuss. Right, so over here, your task is you have to group these different types of learning disabilities. Okay, you have to use the webbing diagram to fit in 16 characteristics in one of the 3 spaces. Now you have to discuss with your partner as you work. So I'm sure you have this webbing diagram here, and you also have this one, right? Now your time starts now. You are given, okay, I think 3 minutes will do it. Okay? Work together with your partner. Come on. Right, so there's 16 different characteristics. Now, for this diagram over here, you don't have to write the whole sentences in here. You just put the number. Okay. discuss with your partners. Of course, it's trial and error. All of us are learning together.
Don't worry to make a mistake. Just put what you think it is categorized.
Yes.
Group is it. You can ask a question if you think that is not clear. You can explain more about the statement of the Okay, 1 more minute.
Yeah, you have 1 more minute. Come on, you can do it.
Don't worry, no punishment for this.
Yeah, no punishment. Alright, due to time constraint, I think the time is up. Right? Now, everybody, if you can I have back your attention over here? Thank you. Now, each and every one of you, I'm sure you received these sticky notes over here with different numbers. The numbers represent all the characteristics over here. Now, what I want you guys to do is to go over here, this white spot, and stick your sticky notes to where you feel it belongs. Right? Can we do that? Come on. It's okay. Alright, thank you very much. Thank you for your cooperation. Now let's check the answers together. Oh, there's no number 6. Oh, okay, alright. Now, right. Now let's look at the answer. Now, for social, actually, it's the characteristic 1, 2, 7, 8, 13, and 14. Let's see what we have here. 1, 2, 14, 15, and 9. So make sure you do correction in your paper. Alright? Because this is the correct answer. And for emotional, it's 3, 4, 9, and 10. And over here, we only have 1, 13. So make sure you do correction. And academic, it's 5, characteristic number 5, 6, 11, 12, 15, and 16. And I think all of you think academic has the most characteristic because this is like our main priority as a teacher, right? Okay, so make sure you do your correction and keep this paper with you, right? So if you have any further question, you can contact my team members over here and myself. Thank you very much, and I will pass the time to you.
Okay. Thank you. And now I think everybody still have this. Okay, keep this and keep it forever. It will be your list to understand about the characteristic of learning disabilities. And now please cross-check with the correct answer here. And now I will bring you to the next session. We will make some fun. Okay. Before we play, I want you to divide into 3 groups. Okay, into 3 groups. 3 groups. 1, 2, and 3. Okay? Are you okay? Okay. Into 3 groups. Okay? Now we will play Kahoot. Miss Christy, you can help me? Okay? After this, every group, please choose one of person who will represent their group. Please prepare one handphone for you in every group. And I will give you the PIN number here in every group. Please join in this game and then we'll play to test your understanding about learning disabilities. Okay, are you ready? I will take a look from here if you are ready. And here are the PIN number. Please, I need 3 of you. For one group, only 1 participant. Okay, you can support all your group. Okay, I will wait. I will take a look here. You can give the name for your group, whatever, it's up to you for the name. give the best name for you, the funniest name for you, it's fine. Okay, ASU rocks. The first group. Two more group. No internet? Okay, you can find another phone. Maybe you can change with another phone to join a Kahoot. If somebody else
What's
will group.
internet for?
No, it's already here. This one is mean this one register.
Yeah.
Oh, YGT.
Okay.
I don't know what is it. YGT.
Okay,
Let's
one
go.
more
One more.
thing,
One more.
and we start.
Anybody? Okay, very good. Okay, there's somebody in the middle. YGT. One last group.
JT. Okay. Is you lock? These guys. Are you the one?
Yeah, Azu is here. Sister, okay, this sometimes
Okay, so
it's happen,
maybe-
but it's fine. You
Let's
can-
start.
Okay.
Alright, let's start.
Okay, let's start. Here the first question. Okay, are you ready? You're supposed to
Yeah.
be ready.
Yeah.
Okay, question 1. True or false? Learning and attention issues are brain-based issues. Okay, if you sure, just press what is the correct answer. Okay. Here we go. First one. Issue wrong. Where is the point?
In one. Could you please?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next.
And then next question, number 2. True or false? People with learning and attention issues have low IQ. Is it true or false? Quick.
Okay. Next.
Okay, next question. Question 3. Is difficulty reading, writing, and spelling caused by learning disability? Okay. There you go. Okay. It's very competitive now. And 4. Joel have difficulty making friends. What type of learning disability is this? Making friends. What kind of disability? What category? Social. And now is the last question. Which of the following is this characteristic of emotional learning disabilities? I think it's easy. Okay, here we go. The winner is YGT. Okay,
Nice.
I think that's all. I hope by this kind of game you can try another time. You can read it again, and I hope that you can understand what is the learning disabilities. You can adopt in your class, and you can be the part to support the student with learning disabilities. I think that's for me. Maybe my friend will continue.
Yeah. Well, so thank you. Now we come to the end of our presentation, and now let's wrap up the core points of our presentation today. So we tried to define what is learning disability, and we tried also to show you the approach, or to talk about the approach we can use to solve issues with students learning disabilities. And then we moved to share with you an activity you can do in your classes so that you can identify social, academic, and emotional learning disabilities with your students in your classrooms. So for more information about this and how to do this and other more helpful or other more insightful ideas in our PDM project, I would like you to see our final PDM and try to learn from our project. Thank you very much for being
Thank you.
attention.
Is
So
there any
if-
question?
Yeah, any questions for our presentation?
Yeah, now let's
Time
start.
for questioning,
If you have any
clarification,
question.
or
You have any
suggestion.
comment or
Yeah.
please?
Thank you, team, for the wonderful presentation. We have a lot of information on learning disability and UDL. My one question is, how do you convince parents to go for testing once you realize as a teacher that there is a child has a challenge? Many parents, I feel that they are not accepting.
Yeah, it is true. Some of these process, what you need to do is to go through step by step. You can't just go ahead and tell them your child has this problem and therefore you are to know. Just go to the person, talk to the person in a friendly manner, one-on-one, and then describe. You can take along some of the dossiers of the child. Why is the child not performing? And you just associate the performance of the child to the child's problem. And I think the parents will be able to understand. And one also, we can also do this through our PTA meetings, parents-teachers interactions. We can educate them that learning disability is not inability. So if any child has a problem, the best way to solve the problem is to contact the teachers. So if you see any teacher coming to you to help, it doesn't mean that it's a problem that is beyond control. So you can just make that contact and the problem will be solved.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Patricia. I really like your wonderful performance. It's been very good. But this disability issue, sometimes people attribute it to spiritual element. So how I really want to use this in my classroom to educate the parents, like as you have suggested that during PTA meeting we can do that. But how far can I go when they attach the spiritual element to it?
Well, I think what we as teachers, remember we are speaking, talking about the context of teaching. So what we are concerned with is to help students challenge those difficulties they have, difficulties of learning, difficulties of writing, difficulties of speaking, difficulties of understanding. This is what we are concerned with as teachers. Perhaps spiritual disabilities, that's another issue, all right? So what we are to face and challenge is how to help the students learn and to be active in our classrooms. So approaching the UDL, using the approach of the UDL will definitely help us as teachers at least know where the mistakes are, where the problem is, and then from there we can move on to diagnose the problem and then try to find a solution. Right? So this is our job as teachers.
Okay, let me buttress the points of Mohammed. Learning disabilities, from some parts of the world, we still go with the primitive idea that we have, as you said, is spiritual. It has some spiritual connotations, but scientifically has not been proven. So what we need to do is to continue with the outreach program that we do in the churches, we do it in marketplaces, we go to, and we should intensify them, most especially with during PTA meetings, because that is where we get most of the parents who have some of these problems. And we should also speak to the media. Let them also help, because the media is now the third force of governance. So they could also help to come out with some of this or do away with some of this myth about learning disabilities. They are not spiritual because they don't have spiritual basis. Most of the times, if you go through with the parent, they get to know that, yes, there may be some problem somewhere, because if you look at the causes of some of these learning disabilities, there's nothing like spiritual connotation. Yeah, they do say it, but let's focus much on the scientific causes, because I recall a parent, I had interaction with a parent, and the parent said, when I was pregnant, there was this and that. But somewhere along, I said, during my question, I said, has your child gotten a problem with month? He said, yes. When the child was so always, the parent didn't know that that could cause maybe a disability. And they were attributing it to a different thing. And that is how we can also do it. So one-on-one and in group, in families, in everywhere, we should proclaim this good news, and it will work well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you have any more questions? So let us say we are so much grateful to our supervisor, Dr. B, and Try, who have been providing us the real grounds and enough insightful information how to bring this PDM project into being. Thank you so
And
much.
to Alexandra for being behind it.